Hello guys, welcome to another video on ALS Software Engineering. Today we're looking at the project the 0x02 Python import and modules. There is something important they want you to actually understand here. They want you to have the knowledge of what Python import and what modules. Without wasting much time, let's just go through the sources. I'm going to give a breakdown and an example of how to do import and how to use the modules you've imported. So you can see we have three linked resources here. You can see I've already opened them in a new tab, and let me just do some example from the first one here. If I scroll up to the top right, if I scroll to the top, you can see they've given us what a sample file, and this file is what a module. Alright, so let me just copy this and use it in my VS Code. So I'm going to create a file. I'm going to call it fibo.py and press enter. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, I think this is good now. Alright, so I'm going to paste what I copied. I'm going to paste, and you can see this is what we've copied. So one thing I want you to notice that this is the name of the module. The name of the module is what? FIBO, which is fibo.py. That is the name of the module. So if we want to use this functionality, or if we want to import this module in another file, we need to write the word import followed by the name of this file. So if you scroll down, this is what I'm just talking about right now. You can see to make use of this module, right, which is the fibo, what we need to do is to run the command import. Sorry, this is interactive mode, but in our file we can just type import, then the name of the file. Okay, so now you can see they're actually making use of that the function in that module fibo. Alright, let us look at some examples. So I'm going to create another file. This time I'm going to call it example.py. Enter. So in this example.py, you can see this is another file, but they are in the same path. So I'm going to import the fibo, right? So fibo. So the fibo has been imported into my file. Okay, let me remove this line here. Okay, so that you're good. Alright, so now I cannot make use of the function in the fibo, right? So if I do fibo dot, I can call the name of the function in the fibo file. So this is fib1, and you can see I can pass in what some parameter and execute this file. Okay, so I can also call the other function. So if I do fibo dot fib2, and you can see I can actually execute this file. Okay, so if I run this, it will not print anything, so I need to get the result on the console. So let me quickly print out the result in the console. Okay, do the same thing here. Okay, this one should be what? fib2. Sorry, fib2. Then let me give this one 100. Okay, so I'm gonna run. Okay, so you can see this is the first result, and this is what the second result. So this result here, right, this result we're actually getting in the console is coming from this print method, which is line 4 and line 5, and you can see we are importing a module which is fibo. If I hover my mouse on it, you can see it says what? Module fibo. And where is this module? Here is the word, the module fibo. Okay, another thing we can do is, you can see an example here, right? We can assign it to a local variable and use it. You can see here they are assigning the method fib to a local variable called fib and make use of it. Okay, we can also import our function directly. Okay, let's go to our file. in our example file, right, so you can see we're only importing the module Fibo. If you look at the example here, right, you can see they are importing what, those functions from Fibo, and we can actually do the same thing. So we can say from Fibo, right, import, I'm going to import fee, comma, fee2. So this is exactly the same thing. I can run this by typing Python 3, then example. Okay, I got a name error because I have imported the function directly. Okay, so I need to remove this fib here, this Fibo here, right? So I need to remove it here and save. Let me clear my console and run again. You can see we have exactly the same results. Okay, so you can also import, you can also do your import in a different way, right? You can see you can import everything in that module which is using the asterisk, right? So we can say from Fibo import what, everything. The asterisk means what, everything. We can also create an instance of the import. So we can do the same thing here. You can say import what, fee, import fee as Fibonacci. Okay, so now if we run this program, we'll get error as the previous one. So I'm going to put this here, comment out or cut out this line. I'm going to save, and if I run this program here, okay, you can see we have another result which is the same as the first result we get here. Okay, there's something also very important which I want us to take note of. Okay, I'm going to get that in a second. So if you look at this, right, this is interactive mode, right, and what you're trying to do is to run the Fibo Python file with an argument. So if we try it like this, it won't work. Before it can work in interactive mode, all we need to do is to add this line of code. Okay, let us see that in action. Okay, so let me I think this is too big. Okay, let me clear my console. I'm going to clear my console and do ls. You can see we have the Fibo file here. So if I do Python 3, okay, then followed by the name of the file, then I want to pass in 50. If I press enter, you can see nothing happens. Okay, so the reason for that is what I just explained here. So to make it run interactively, it says, you can see here, it says what, the code in the module will be executed just as if you imported it, but with the name set to main. That means that by adding this code at the end of the module, you can make the file usable. You can make the file what, usable as a script, as well as a portable module, because the code that passes to the command line only runs if the module is executable as main. Alright, so there is what, there have to be what, main method. So there is no main method. So to include the main method in our program, what we need to do is to copy this line and go to our Fibo class at the bottom, or anywhere you can put this. We now have what, the main method. So I'm going to run my command again, enter, and now you can see we now have the results. So back to this section, you can see this is the interactive mode, right? So we should know the difference. To be in interactive mode, all you need to do is to type, yours can be Python, yes, you can see, and in this interactive mode I can also import my fee. right? So import my feed, and I can do feed dot what feed, right? I'm going to give it 50, press enter, and you can see everything still works. Okay, so the major difference is you are getting your results real time, while in the editor mode you need to run your program before you can get your results. Okay, here's my console. Another important thing we need to look at is the Python code style, right? The reason they want us to master this is to test our file. Just like when we are writing the C, right? We should test our code with Betty. So the PyCode styles allow us to test our file and make sure everything is okay. So this is the command to install the PyCode style, and this is the command to test the PyCode file. For me, I do prefer the one that give me much details of what I need to do or what is wrong with the file. And here is the command. You can see --show --source --show --pep is followed by the name of the file. Okay, let us test one of our file, for example our Fibo file. So I'm going to type PyCode style followed by --show --source and --show --pep8 followed by the name of the file. The name of the file we want to test is what Fibo. I'm going to press enter, and you can see there are a whole lot of errors here in this file. Okay, so the first error we are getting here is E302. It says expected 2 blank lines, found 1, and that is in what? Line 11. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and let us fix that quickly. On line 11 it says expected 2 blank lines. Okay, so I'm going to add that. Okay, so when you fix one error, you want to make sure that one is gone before you move to the next one. So let me run that again, and let us look the error we get now. Okay, I made a mistake about that. Sorry, I need to reverse this. Then this should be a new line. So expected 2 blank lines. So let us save and test again. Run. Okay, so we run and we are having another error code. So this time is W292, which is no new line at the end of a file. So this is what's line 23. Okay, so we need to edit our file. So if we go to line 23 and it says there's no new line, so we need to press enter and save. I'm going to clear my terminal and test that file again. Okay, so let us go. We're having W293. It says blank line contain white space. Okay, this is line 24. So I should remove this blank space. You can see, yes, there's a blank space there, so let me remove that. Note the blank space I removed. Let me do it again. You can see there's a blank space here. Okay, so that is what I want to remove. And yes, so I'm going to save and clear my console and test again, and you can see there is no more errors, no complaints, so it means everything is okay. So ensure you use this PyCode style to test your file. If you are not using the PyCode style to test your file, you're going to be having issues when you are testing your code. Okay, I'll see you in the quiz section. Alright guys, welcome to the quiz section, and the first quiz says what to this line print. So this is a function that takes in a counter, a variable counter as a parameter, and you are required to pass in a value here. So if you print out If you print out the counter which you are passing in, definitely you're going to get this answer. Okay, so if I scroll down to question 1, for question 1 we actually have this function. Okay, so in this function is to print out this text which is in my function. Okay, but we we are calling the function here, but we are not invoking it. Okay, so this is what we are going to get. We're going to get this, and there's way lot more. You're going to get like the memory allocation of the function when you do that. Okay, so for question 2, you say what do this line print? Okay, so this line is this function rather is taking an optional parameter. Okay, so we are calling the function here and we are not passing any value to that function. There is no argument to that function. So what we'll do is the optional parameter plus 1, and that's going to give us what? 90. Okay, scroll down to question 3. For question 3, it says what do this line print? So okay, we are having a function here, right? So this is just an ordinary text and we are invoking that function here. So if we invoke that function, we should get this. Okay, scroll to question 4. For question 4, it says what do this line print, and this is our function, okay, with an optional parameter. Okay, this is the optional parameter here. This is it, the optional parameter. Okay, so and the only thing we are doing is to print out the optional parameter, so definitely this is the answer. For question 5, okay, so you say what do this line print? So we are having a function with optional parameter. Remember, this is optional and we are passing 12 to that function. So since we decide to pass in 12 to that function, what will happen is the 12 we are passing to that function is going to override the optional parameter. So definitely we should have 12 as our final answer. So guys, that is all for the quiz section, and I'll see you in the task section. Hello guys, welcome to the task section. Before we start to work on the task section, there is something important to look at, which is the generals. Okay, so I want you to read the generals, but this part is very important. You see, all your files must be executed. So I want you to take note of that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to log into my cloud server and start working on task 0. Here I am on my cloud server. So you can see my present working directory is ALS higher level programming. So if I do LX, you can see this is our previous project. The first thing they want us to do here is we should create this folder, this. So I'm going to copy that and create that folder using mkdir. If we check now, you can see we don't have that folder, and I want to navigate into that folder. So it should be OX2 0x02. Okay, enter. Okay, the folder is empty, and like we always do, there should be a readme file inside the folder. So I'm going to create my own readme file. Sorry. Sorry about that. Let me remove this. Okay, so all I will do here is paste the name of the project. So if I do ls, you can see we now have what? The readme file. So if we go back to here, right, in the tag 0, they are saying we should write a program that import the function add a and b from add underscore 0 and print the result of the addition like this. Okay, so they have already specified what we're going to do here. Okay, so let's work on that quickly. I want you to note this: the add underscore 0 has been given to us. Okay, but what they want us to do here is to create this file 0-add. Okay, so you can create that file. Let me show you my own. Okay, so this is my own solution, and you can see what I'm doing here, right? From add, I want you to take note of this. You see from add underscore 0, right, which is the name of this file, add underscore 0, import add. There's a method here called what? Add. There's a function here called what? Add. So I'm importing that function, and you can see I am using that function a and b here. Okay, so right, we need to create that file, the test file. So we need to create this file add underscore 0. So I'm going to copy that quickly. Add underscore 0. Sorry, let me be sure. Add underscore 0 dot py. Then paste the contents of the file. Okay, so we can see we now have what? Two file. Now we need to test our file to make sure everything is good. So if we go to our browser, we need to use the PyCode style to test our file. There are different ways to test your file, okay, but I prefer to use this one, which is the PyCode style dash source dash show source dash show pep8 and name of the file. Okay, so I'm going to test my file. Let me clear my screen. So a PyCode style dash show dash source and dash show dash pep8 followed by the name of the file. The name of the file we want to test is sorry, this should be 0-r. So if I press enter, okay, I'm having some issues here on my file. So you can see the first error is E11. It says indentation is not a multiple of 4, which is in my A, right? On line 4 of that file. So first of all, we need to solve this problem one after the other. You can see we have multiple errors, right? This is E11 and this is E113. Is that all? Okay, good. So let me resolve that. Notice the line 4. Okay, I think both errors are even coming from line 4. So let me modify that file quickly. 0-r iPhone sat. Okay, let me set the numbers. So you can see this is my words line 4. Okay, absolutely there is an index problem here. So I'm going to remove this. Then I need to test again. Let me clear my screen. and test that file again. Yes, no more errors. Now we can see the file is now okay. The next thing we want to do is to we run the file. Okay, so we need to run the file. It is specified here. All your file must be executed. So we need to execute and run that file. So to do that, if I do ls-l, you can see the permission of this file, right? It says read and write only. This one is saying read, write, execute. I was the one that changed the permission of this file. Okay, so we can use chmod and use 777. Okay, so if I do ls now, so everything is now, sorry, let me do this again, ls-shell. So you can see everything is now readable, writable, and executable, all the files. So now we can now run our file by running this command. I think it's this, but let me be sure. Yes, okay, zero dash add. Okay, it should be zero dash add. So we need to run the command zero dash add, enter, and we can see my result 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. So if you look at here, you can see we're having what? The same result. For this, I actually don't know where this is coming from. I could not identify this while I was working on the project, but I have printed the result, and all I need to do is to do my git add and push. So git add git commit -m done with tax enter. Then the next thing is what? Git push. Okay, let's go to the next task. For the next task here, which is task 1, so it says write a program that imports function from calculator underscore one dot py, does some math and prints the result. Do not use the function print. Okay, all right, so these are the property we have to use in our own file. You can see they've already given us the file, which is calculator underscore one dot py, and this is that file. Okay, so what they want us to do is to create our own file, which is one dash calculator. So let's do that quickly. Let me get mine. Okay, so the name of the file is one dash what calculator dot py. So you can see from calculator underscore one, we are importing the calculator function, which is the add, the subtraction, the multiplication, and the division. And we'll assign the value A and B here. If you look at here, it specifies here that we do what? The value A, the value 10 to be variable A, and the value 5 to be what? Variable B. Okay, so now we are using those functions we've imported, right? You can see we're using the add here, the subtraction here, the multiplication here, and the division here. Okay, so with that understanding, you can see we need that file in order to execute the program. We need the file calculator underscore one. Okay, so first of all, let me copy the name because I don't want to make a mistake. So I'm going to use my VIM to create that file. Enter. I for insert. Then we'll go back to the content of that file. This is where it ends. So I'm going to take it up and paste it. Okay, so escape, enter. All right, so we have successfully created that file. Now we need to test run our file using the PyCode test. Okay, using this command, the PyCode test. So yes, we can test our file using the command, right? Which is the PyCode test dash show source dash show pep8, right? Which is the name, then followed by the name of the file. So the name of the file we want to test is one dash what calculator.py, not the given example. We don't need to test this one because we are not submitting this one. This one is not important. They are not taking it into consideration. What they are taking into consideration is the file they ask us to create, which is 0 dash add.py 1 dash calculator.py. So if I press enter, so you can see there is no complaint, there is no error. So it means everything is okay. So the next thing we want to do is to change the permission of the file. You can see, yeah, so we need to change the permission of the file, such as this one is not executable. So to do that, we need to use the chmod 777 followed by the name of the file, which is calculator.1py. And yes, I think that's basically all. So for this, I have done this before, but let me just add it to the list again and enter. So if I do ls again, and you can see the color has changed, which shows it is now executable. And you can see the permission read, write, execute for OLV group, persons, and others. So the next thing we want to do, if we go to our project web, you can see we want to run that file here. So let me run that file, enter. You can see, so we have the result 10 plus 5 multiplied by 15. 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. 10 multiplied by 5 is equal to 50. And 10 divided by 5 is what? 2. So if you look here, you can see we have what? The same result. So this is how you know you've done the right thing. All you need to do is your git add, git commit -m, done with tax 1 this time, and git push. After you done a git push, you can come and use your checker. You click on this and start testing. Okay, so when you are done, you should see this green will be highlighted, and you can see everything is green, and you should get a congratulation message. All test passes. Okay, so this is just basically the same example you should follow in working on all the projects. They are basically the same thing. So I want you to follow that same pattern and make sure you complete the rest. I'm going to drop my GitHub link on the video description. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in another video.